Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Tuesday. And we did have a little bit of a gremlin when we started because YouTube would not connect to my stream feed. It just kept on going around in a circle, but then I reset everything and now we are fine, hopefully, fingers crossed. And what I was doing about 45 minutes ago was messing around with these settings that I've been trying to get working since the last live stream in order to have the comments available for me to grab and show on screen, because I did figure out a way to do that before, and I figured out another thing. This is always what tends to happen, is when I'm trying to figure out one thing, I figure out how to do another thing that I wasn't actually trying to figure out how to do in the first place anyway. But anyway, yeah, hello you guys in the live chat room, I can see you in there. I'll show you what I figured out how to do accidentally on screen. I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to do this now. So what I did have was everybody's comments coming on the screen on the left, on the right hand side as you look at it, on the left hand side as I'm kind of behind it. But anyway, so here we go. That was the thing that I clicked before. So, and I even changed it to purple. Well, it actually looks pink on the screen, but I attempted to change it to purple in order, I thought, just in order for you guys to see your comments on screen just for a bit of fun at the beginning of the live stream, so then you can type something and see how long it takes to actually get through space into this live stream and on the screen. So anyway, hello to you guys in there. We've got Billy, Anna, Bev, Constantia, 123 Rockchild, Barbara, Josie, Laura, Bev, PM112, Tammy, Paul, Laurie, Ginny, Anna, Kathy, Janice, Chant of the North, Bev again, Josie, Vera, Mark, Diamond Girl, Lucy, and Laura again. Billy, Tammy's in there as well, and Carl, I think I noticed. So hello guys, thank you for joining me. And what I can see on my screen, I don't know whether when I was reading that out you were seeing them on the screen, maybe there's, I don't know whether it all syncs up, but this is going into the software, so maybe it's a little bit delayed. So you should be able to type something and then see it on the screen. Obviously, I'm not going to have this for the whole live stream because it means that, if we are unlucky and we get a troll, then everyone will see their comment on screen next to me, which we don't particularly want. There's also an option to show the username pictures, but I thought, because I don't have your permission to show your pictures, there might be private pictures. I'm not sure why it'll be on your YouTube profile if they're private, but anyway, there is an option to show those, but I thought we'll just have the text, and I'm gonna have to make a mental note that that doesn't look purple, it actually looks pink. Let me see if I can drag down the, oh, here we go, we're dragging down the color to make it a little bit less pink. There we go, that's probably all right. Let me get the names of my patrons up on screen because they make this all possible in the first place, and that is quite a good match. I'm quite happy with that. Just doing it off the cuff, that purple is the official Wings of Pegasus live stream purple that I've just invented. So yes, thank you to everybody at the bottom of the screen. I can see everybody in that live chat room as well, but yeah, my patrons make this all possible and their names go across the bottom of the screen, so thank you guys for all of your support and for being the foundation of everything that I do. Oh, I can see Bob just said it's my birthday with a cake today. So hello to Bob. And I guess this is the thing, when they're on screen, oh, somebody said trolls. I think that was Tammy going through. So, oh, how do I turn this off now? Is it this one? Okay, yes. I haven't created a shortcut like I do with everything else, so I'm going to have to do that before the next live stream to then get all of the comments off the screen. But there you go, just at the beginning of the live stream, we had a little bit of a different thing. I think Laura said that the comments were hard to see in white, and I did have them in black before when I was setting up, but then the black over the top of like the purple and now the dark purple, just I couldn't read it, whereas the white I could read it, so I thought that the white would be clearer. So yeah, I think it's probably better as well that the comments just don't totally take over the screen. So there we go, that was the exciting start, but at least it worked, so I can use that in the future. Now let me see if I can maybe just grab somebody's comment and see if it pops up. So I don't know which one to randomly click on. I want to make sure that it isn't a troll one. So here's, I've clicked on one from, and now it's disappeared. I clicked on one from Terry and now it's gone. Let me see if it, okay, right. So Terry says, happy birthday. To Sarah. So I think Bob said it was his birthday. So everybody just say a big happy birthday to Bob and Sarah. Maybe I'm just getting the wrong end of the stick here and it's somebody's birthday that I didn't see. So let me now get this off the screen. And again, I'm just experimenting here. Okay, right. So that worked. This one, Cindy says happy birthday, Bob. So I can see now messages going through for Bob. So this is now working for me to grab a particular comment. And not that I'm going to be doing this with the whole live stream, but it is an option just in case I see a question or something and I'm answering that. Maybe I can have that on screen so everybody knows what I'm saying, or at least what it's related to, because sometimes I spend a very long time answering questions. Let me get the likes goal up on screen. And this is the target to try and hit the Phil Jam target 108. And that's not the target. 108 is the Phil Jam that we're going to be having. And the target is 390. So if you could hit that thumbs up as you come through the door, that would be great. And I'm just making sure that the likeometer is going to appear where it should. And there it is. 196. Almost at 200. If we get 4 more, it's going to make it a lot easier for me to work this out, but I can tell it's going to be 193. More people is what we're looking for, I think. So, fingers crossed for that. And there you go, 190 more people to hit that thumbs up before the end of the live stream. We'd much appreciated if you could do that as you come through the door, because it really helps this live stream to get out there a little bit more, but just for the channel to grow on the whole. And talking about the channel growing, let's have this up on screen. 342,000 subscribers, so it's gone up by another 1,000. So thank you guys for subscribing, hitting that notification bell, all of that stuff, and that's what you'll need to do in order to get notified for these live streams, but all of the videos on the channel. So make sure that you do that. I think this might have happened relatively soon to the last live stream, or quite close to us finishing the last live stream, because yeah, it has been going up quite quickly, but it's starting to maybe even out a little bit, who knows. 342,000, as I always say, a crazy number, but we'll keep on pushing forward and just see what happens and see where we end up. Right, this is the point at which I say that you don't have to donate during these live streams or at any time. Just watching is great. Maybe, leaving a thumbs up, subscribing, introduce yourself into that live chat room. And that's how we get to know each other here on the live streams. But there are some people who cannot resist donating. So for those people, there are the percentages up on screen. Between 45 and 60% goes to YouTube through the super chat window. And between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal through the PayPal link. And you can find that in the description below if you so wish, but you don't have to donate at all. And while I'm mentioning about things in the description below, you can also get your hands on the Wings of Pegasus merchandise, so you can enjoy your favourite beverage from your favourite Wings of Pegasus mug or tumbler. So that link is in the description below as well. Spring.com. You might have the tray underneath this video that has pictures of t-shirts and hoodies and stuff. So you can click on that if you want to get yourself merched up for future live streams. And then you can send in a picture. If you use Facebook, you can head over to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over there, upload a picture of yourself modelling any merchandise that you may have, and then Laura will send me that picture from that page and we'll get it on the live stream. So we don't have any pictures tonight, I don't think. And again, I think it's been quite quiet on the troll front, even though I like watching the intro and the outro. So I don't know why I enjoy it. Because my animation skills are so bad, I find it quite funny. Him walking onto the screen, because I know it just looks really bad because I've literally keyframed frame by frame, him just walking on. I say walking, it's more jumping. So yeah, I like watching the intro and the outro, but no trolls really that I can remember. And I do say that I'm very lucky with the trolls. They don't tend to pop up very regularly, so we can't go into Troll Corner regularly either, unfortunately. So we will wait and see if any pop along. If they do, if any notable trolls come along, then we will jump into Troll Corner at some point in the future. Right, there have been donations in. Oh, I just noticed on this there's now a heart. What can I do here? What if I click that? Oh, hang on, what am I doing here? So Orlando donated $2, so thank you for that, Orlando. And this is in the super chat window. There's now a new thing next to it, which is a heart. So I've just clicked the heart. I don't know what it does, apart from show the profile or my profile picture with the heart on it. So maybe it's just the same as the normal comments section. I don't know. Anyway, Orlando's donated $2 and says, spike the likes. So thank you for that, Orlando. Great advice there. And then donated $2 after that and says 342k. Yes. So thank you for that, Orlando. And I've hearted both of those. So whatever it did, I don't know if it does anything on your screens. It doesn't really do anything on my screen other than just show me that I've clicked on it. So obviously what I'm seeing is different to what you're seeing, because I have all this complicated stuff in front of me. So let's jump into the PayPal window as well, because there have been some donations over there. So thank you guys for these. And there's one that came in, I think, oh yeah, it was about 15 minutes after we finished the last live stream on Saturday. And this came through from Lisa. So thank you for this, Lisa. And I'm just going to do a double check that I didn't miss one before that. Yes, it was Lisa who donated £15 and 5 pence. So thank you for that, Lisa. And the message is, thank you for the beautiful song. And so yeah, I can't remember what it was at the end of the last live stream, what the cover song was, if it was related to that, but this was donated after we finished the live stream. So yes, which was very early Sunday morning, technically half an hour into Sunday. So thank you for that, Lisa. And Lisa donated after that again, literally 3 minutes after, with a donation of £3 and 76 pence. So thank you for that, Lisa, as well. And then David donated £10 on Sunday morning. We're still at 4:30 in the morning now. So thank you for that, David. I'm just checking that's a straight up donation, no message with that. And Michael donated £10 as well. So thank you for that, Michael. And again, Sunday morning, 8:30. So no message with that one, straight up donation. And Tracy has donated £10, and now we're into Tuesday. So this was this morning. So thank you for this, Tracy. And the message is, hi Phil, are you a Beatles fan? Do you have a favourite Beatle, musically and personality-wise? A favourite Beatles song? Thanks. So thank you for that, Tracy. And yes, I'm a Beatles fan, but I think it probably comes from the upbringing that I had with my parents and going on long journeys. This is something that I remember as a kid. The journeys that we went on holiday were quite long because we went to the coast. We didn't go abroad, when we started to go abroad sometimes when I got a bit older, maybe into my teenage years. But when I was younger, we just went to the coast, which meant we had to drive there. So we put everything in the car and then we drove to the coast. So those journeys were just full of music. And I don't know how long the drive must have been. Maybe 3 hours? I was too young to have a concept of time. So yeah, and distance and how long it takes to drive to places, and like Dorset and Bournemouth and Lyme Regis. So yeah, I don't know how long we were in the car for, but when we were in the car, obviously the Beatles were played on the CD player, because at that point I think we did have a CD player. I don't think it was tapes that we were listening to. And so the Beatles were being played. Now the thing is about the songs is that it's just like a conveyor belt of Beatles. So yeah, in terms of knowing which songs are coming from which albums. And my dad would have the vinyls and would still have the vinyls, the originals. But yeah, the CDs is what we had in the car. And I'm trying to think. Well, I think I've been asked that before about a favourite Beatles song, and I probably said Yesterday or Eleanor Rigby, because that was one that I can remember answering that before, because when I heard it for the first time, I just thought it was a bit of a weird song, or it sounded different to everything else that I'd heard. But I was very young at the time. So in terms of having a favourite Beatle, not really. I think because it wasn't my childhood, I was listening to these songs, but I didn't know who these people were, So my parents might have had a favourite because it was, their era when they were growing up. So as for even musically, I mean, Paul McCartney and George Harrison as well. I think, afterwards, and Ringo Starr, I would say that I haven't really followed Ringo as closely. I mean, I suppose that's one of those things. But yes, after obviously after John Lennon's death, then George Harrison and Paul McCartney, Sir Paul McCartney, their music I always listen to. So I don't think that I could have a favourite between those. I've mentioned about George Harrison living close to where I went to university. Literally the gates to his house were at the end of the road from the university. There were two sites, and at the top of the hill, which is in Henley-on-Thames, you could see the gates there. So yeah, George Harrison, I don't know, he was obviously the Beatle that was closest to me, because I live in Maidenhead, which is very close, and going to college in Henley, it meant that I was reminded daily that there's a Beatle in there somewhere. So that was cool. But I'm just reading through again whether I've answered those questions, because sometimes I go on for ages, especially when it's something like the Beatles. That could be an endless conversation. So musically, personality-wise, a favourite Beatles song. So I think I've got through all of those. So thank you for that, Tracy. And let's get into the next one, because Janice has donated £10 as well. So thank you for that, Janice. And the message is, hey, Philip, for future reference, are there questions or type of questions that you won't or would prefer not to answer? The only question of mine you didn't answer was, who are your bandmates in the Phil Tunes? Please don't say this is the question you won't answer. Okay, so thank you for that. And I think I've answered every question on the live streams. If I didn't answer that one, it must have just been something that I either forgot to answer if it was part of another question, and I just go on about one part of the question, forget about the other part. But my bandmates in the Phil Tunes are just literally people that I've played with. And if you actually want me to give you their full names and addresses, I'm not going to do that, because I don't have the permission to do that with anybody's name. Just a name, mentioning people. I'm very wary of doing that online, especially if somebody hasn't given me their permission to say so. So they're just people that I've met, and that's why they're referred to in those cartoons as the bassist and the Italian and all that kind of stuff, because I'm not going to be giving names out without any permissions. So that's the only thing that I can't answer, are questions that I know I would need somebody else's okay or go ahead to mention. And if I haven't got people's permission to do stuff or to answer questions about them or mention who they are, then it's not something that I can answer. So anything else, then I will answer to the best of my ability. But when it comes to permissions, I only have permission for myself. So thank you for that, Janice. And there's been another donation of £4 from Donald. So thank you for that, Donald. And that is a straight up donation. And then I think Steve Steve has donated £5 as well, so thank you for that, Steve. And this just says that it's pending, but yeah, I think that's probably just intended as a donation. So thank you for that, Steve. And Paul has donated £5 as well, so thank you, Paul. The message is 342,000 subscribers, most excellent. Hooray and congratulations, Phil. Everyone have fun tonight. Please spike those likes, all y'all. Rock. Great idea. Again from Paul. If you can hit that thumbs up, that would be much appreciated. We're looking for 111 more people to get involved before the end of the live stream. So yeah, if you haven't hit that thumbs up yet, that would be great. So let's, I can see there's been maybe a few that I haven't mentioned. Tammy's donated £10 as well. Thank you for that, Tammy. That is a straight up donation. And Debbie has donated £10 as well. So thank you for that, Debbie. And the message is, hi Phil, a little something towards the fast food or pizza fund. Thanks for all you do. You're awesome. Love you, Debbie. So thank you for that. When did I laugh? When did I laugh? When did I last have pizza? I can't remember, but I know I had it at some point. I did mention it on the live stream because I said I've had pizza for the first time in ages. I can't remember when that was, but it was obviously a few weeks ago, maybe longer than that. So, was it? Oh, it's because at Christmas I thought I was going to be really unhealthy, but I wasn't unhealthy at all. So I decided to have a pizza to make up for it after Christmas. So thank you for that, Debbie. And yeah, I'm not sure. I think I'm going to probably leave it for a little while because, yeah, I've maybe already had a pizza this year. So I can't have 2 in a month because that would be gluttonous. Is that the word? I don't even know if that's a thing. But I'm just going to go with that because that's what my brain gave me. So thank you for that, Debbie. That's that £10 donation. And Bridget has donated £10 as well. So thank you for that, Bridget. And the message is, congrats on 342,000 subscribers. Hope everyone spikes the likes this evening. So thank you for that. And if you can hit that thumbs up, that would be great. Now we're looking for exactly 100 more people. So 11 people answered that last call for the thumbs up. So thank you for that. And I can see that there's been another 1 or 2 that have come through. And it's Suzanne, who has donated £15 and 9p. So thank you for that, Suzanne. And the message is, Phil, I loved your monkeys video the other day. I'm even trying to remember when that was. It always seems like it was ages ago, but maybe it is recent. Will you look into their real chew and what am I doing hanging around? Well, I haven't. Well, I will add that to the list and I'll have to write it down because I haven't heard of the first one. So I'll have to check that out. And this is another thing that I do enjoy about the analysis videos is hearing songs that I didn't know. And certainly with the Monkees, they're, I know, a band, or it was a TV show really, but the video that I showed was just indicating the fact that, you know, they had the ability to perform live and they had musical ability, but the Monkees weren't one of those sounds of my childhood. I don't think my parents have anything by the Monkees. Maybe they do. If they did, it wasn't in the car on the long journeys that we had. So yeah, like I said, it is cool to check out other songs by bands that I know but don't necessarily know all of their songs, and yeah, especially the Monkees. I think it falls into that category for me that it wasn't a band or a sound, other than probably most likely when I was younger I might have known the theme song to the Monkees show because it has the Monkees in the song. So yeah, that might be something that I would have recognised, but certainly no other songs. But thank you for that, Suzanne. I'll make a note of that, and we can maybe have a look at that in the future. And yes, so yeah, those 2 tracks I'll make a note of. And there's been another donation, and this is Elizabeth, who has donated £11.32. So thank you for that. And the message is, when you write a song, which is the most difficult for you, the lyrics or the melody? And I would say that lyrics is definitely the hardest thing, because when you're playing a riff, or you've got an idea for a riff, and then you've got an idea for a progression, and you think, oh yeah, that'll sound cool, that'd be great. Generally, you're singing the idea of a melody, or I am singing the idea of a melody over the top of the chords, and you think, oh yeah, that's going to sound great. So now you've got a very particular phrasing in the melody that you are singing over the top of the chords. So now it's trying to find the words that have the same amount of, consonants and the right cadence to go with the melody that you're singing. So on the song of mine called Amelia, that was just the sound was na 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 na. That's what I wanted it to be. So then it was a case of finding a name that fitted that. And some people do message me and say, oh, is this song about a particular person and all that kind of stuff? So no, it's literally just trying to find a name that went with the melody that I had in my head. So yeah, I can see that Laura says, give Birdie Tarpin a call. Yes, indeed. Having a lyricist and all of that kind of stuff, it's not something that I've done or really been interested in. I just, do it myself, have a go, see what happens. But certainly, if I don't feel that I struggle that much, with writing lyrics. It's not like, oh, I just literally can't do anything and I've got a mental block when it comes to words. So yeah, I just kind of pushed forward, did it myself, and then it is what it is, and it's just me doing it. So if people like it, great. If they don't like it, then it's not really my problem. So I just do what I do. Anyway, thank you for that, Elizabeth, and thank you guys for the donations. I can see that there have been a couple more donations in that super chat window, and we're 312 now, so we are clocking along a little bit over there on the likeometer. So thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up, and it means we're looking for 78. I'm on a bit of a roll with the maths tonight, so I might keep going with working things out, because it's falling on nice numbers in order to calculate it. I think that's right, what I just said, 78. So yeah, if you could hit that thumbs up, that would be great. And by the way, 390 for a Tuesday night is quite a big target. So yeah, we will see, fingers crossed, that we'll be able to get to that target tonight. And having a little look into that live chat room. Janice says we need new songs. So thank you for that, Janice. And this is the problem with, one person being by themselves. And yeah, I'm pretty much between a rock and a hard place. But I would say that I don't not enjoy what I'm doing. So doing the analysis videos, I find them really interesting, and doing these live streams as well. I have mentioned about the first, the first and only album that I've done. Because it's me doing everything, it took me 8 months to put it together. And that's 8 months every day of doing stuff. So if I'm then thinking about recording any new songs, I would have to stop doing this, and I'd have to go away and record. But then if I go away and record and I'm not doing this, it means that I'm not getting the through flow from my channel through my website, and people downloading my songs and buying my album and all of those things. As you can imagine, going up by 1,000 subscribers, like as it has been recently every week, a certain percentage of those people will be interested enough to check out my songs and my music, which is great. And I'll be sending off CDs as well. So it means that every month I'm making a certain amount of money because of the through flow of people buying my songs. If I now go away, all of that active promotion now disappears. So I would go away and I'm now not making any money. Or at least when I say not making any money, Your donations are very kind in these live streams, so thank you guys for those, and for the support over on Patreon. But it's not enough to cover everything that I have to live, paying bills and rent and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I mean, that the through flow from the channel is an essential part of my income. So if I do away with that and go away, it means that like I said, I'm between a rock and a hard place. I literally can't afford to go and take 8 months off and just not do anything. So that's the thing. But like I said, it's not that I really hate what I'm doing. I'm enjoying what I'm doing, and maybe in the future there'll be a point at which I can have a little bit of time off or time away to do something, or my diary's organised in a slightly different way. That might be the way that works in the future, but until then I keep on doing what I'm doing, because I don't think I would be able to do this if I didn't enjoy doing it on some level. If I just had this thing that I really wanted to get away and do songs and do another album and all that kind of stuff, I think doing this would be really difficult, because my heart would lie in doing that other stuff. But I have done music for a long time, and I've gigged for a long time, and I've taught guitar for a long time. So it means that there is a particular part of me that is a teacher, and I do enjoy teaching people and maybe pointing out things to people that will help them, either as a singer or a guitarist. Or I've had people message me who are in bands that have asked me for tips, for rehearsals and all that kind of stuff. So I enjoy teaching people things that might make them better as musicians or as artists themselves. And I have been actually contacted by managers of artists saying, would I be available to mentor their artist? Because they might be, in their teenage years, maybe late teens, and this manager wants them to, either improve on their live performances or improve their voice, and they've watched the channel and they think that I might be able to help them. But again, that's one of those things that sadly I don't have the time to do that. But just the fact that I'm getting these kinds of emails is great, because it means that I might be pointing out things that might be helping people improve. So I do get a reward from that. I get a personal rewarding feeling that, I've helped somebody, and the teacher in me does enjoy that. So yeah, it's not as if I just want to do my own music and record another album. I kind of want to do what I'm doing, which if I could do more music, that would be great. But to me, it's not the be all and end all. My main focus was always to record an album myself, do it all myself, self-produce it, start up my own website, host my music there, so at least I've got a product that people can now download. And I kind of got to that point, and then the final goal was to do it full time, and to not have to do a day job and just try and squeeze in 3 or 4 hours after work to try and do what I wanted to do. So it kind of all has worked out quite well, and I think 342,000 subscribers, I must be doing something right. So I'll keep on pushing forward. Right. Anyway, thank you for, that was just a comment, but thank you for that. David donated $3 as well. Thank you for that, David. And it's the lemon head man waving. So thank you for that, David. Orlando's donated $5 as well. So thank you for that, Orlando. And the message is, rest in peace. Cheetah Rivera, she originated Broadway stage roles in West Side Story, Chicago, and Kiss of the Spider Woman. So thank you for that, Orlando. And there's another one straight after that from Orlando for $5. Again, the message is, I often forget the difference between a bend and a pinched harmonic. Can you shed some light? So thank you for that. And a bend is when you are bending. It's a bit of an obvious explanation, but a bend is when you are bending the string. So all of the strings are in a set position. So if you're going to bend one of those strings, it means that you're going to push one string closer to another string. If you imagine they're all lined up perfectly, 6 strings, if you now bend one, you do push one closer to the other, that's what a bend is. And then that's going to increase the tension on that string, therefore give you an increase in pitch because the tension is increasing. If you imagine an elastic band, if you're just holding an elastic band and you hit it, nothing happens because it's just, it's got no tension in it. If you pull an elastic band and then get someone to, then hit it, you might hear a doing, 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 a sound that's coming from the elastic band because the tension has increased. Therefore, you're now getting an increase in pitch. And you can imagine that when you're hitting an elastic band that isn't under any tension, just imagine that that's such a low sound you can't hear it because there's not enough tension to make a higher frequency. So yeah, that's just strings. They're just like, imagine they're elastic bands, but metal elastic bands, and they're being stretched. So when you then bend one of those, either an elastic band, imagine somebody holding out an elastic band like that, and then somebody grabs it and pulls it. That's now increasing tension, and the increased tension makes a higher pitch. So that's what happens on a string. So that's bending. And a pinched harmonic, and it's pinched ed on the end. A pinched harmonic is when you're hitting the string and you're not allowing it to vibrate, but you're still getting the harmonic from that particular string. So, I mean, it's totally different to bending. A pinched harmonic, you can do a pinched harmonic and then do a bend, but they're two totally separate techniques. So you've got pinched harmonic, and the pinched harmonics are something that generally you're going to be doing that with a pick and then catching it with your thumb as you go through, and then you'll get the harmonic sound, and it's something that you hear all the time in kind of hard rock and metal. And if tonight's Phil Jam is a heavy one, then I'll do some pinched harmonics so you can hear what they are, but I'm sure you know what they are. So yes, it's totally different to bending. And you've got artificial harmonics as well, which is when you're creating... It's exactly what it sounds like, an artificial harmonic. So if you're playing a note on the fretboard of the guitar, you can then create an artificial harmonic by picking the string, but having your first... Again, the technique here varies, but generally you'll pick it with your second finger and you'll rest your first finger on the string so that you're picking the string, but the string is being stopped from vibrating, but you're still getting the harmonic. And again, that's going to be kind of the kind of overtone above the sound of the string. So it's not going to sound like a string because the string's not vibrating. You're going to hear the harmonic. So yeah, again, that's artificial. So it means that if you pick a spot, halfway between the bridge and your finger, you can play an artificial harmonic there. And if you move your finger down, you go to halfway again, artificial harmonic. You can play harmonics in different places, but it's always where the string is kind of divisible, where the natural harmonics ring out. And if you've got loads of distortion and you're doing pinched harmonics, you can do loads of harmonics, and you can move up and down the string to get different sounds of harmonics, or different harmonics just along the same string on the same note. But we're not going to be diving into that in tonight's live stream because we could be here for a long time, me show you lots of different harmonics. But yeah, totally different techniques, a bend and a pinched harmonic. But you can combine those, do a pinched harmonic and a bend, and that, again, that's a sound that you have in the kind of hard rock and metal realms. But thank you for that, Orlando. And I think we just had lots of action over on PayPal, so thank you for that. For that donation that's come through from Ghislaine for £11.22. So thank you for that. The message is, how sad it is, Phil, not to see you clearly. Can't wait my cataract surgery. I miss your beauty. Much love to you, dearest one. So thank you for that. And yeah. I think some people would argue that not being able to see me clearly is potentially an advantage, but thank you for that, Ghislaine. And okay, Janice has donated £3,773.28. So thank you for that, Janice. And yes, we'll have to organise that afterwards. But the message is starting a new song fund. So yeah, thank you for that. But we'll sort this out on PayPal afterwards. At the moment, yeah, it's just sadly everything. Even though, you know, thanks for the sentiment, and even if it were that amount of money, which is amazing, with my monthly outgoings, sadly it would be gone very quickly. So thank you for that, Janice. We will organise that after. And yes, if you have been watching for a long time, you might remember that Janice did another donation at Christmas where the dot was in the wrong place and it was in the thousands. So we'll have to sort that out afterwards. But thank you for that. And Laura has donated £10 as well. So thank you for this, Laura. And the message is car charger update, please. So yes, I did an update over on Patreon, and I finally got it working. So I think it's either 4 or 5 days that I was talking with the support people for the car charger, and eventually, I did get it working. I might have mentioned this on the last live stream. So I feel like I'm repeating myself, but they put the name of the wrong app on the thing to install it. So and the two apps that you're supposed to download are really similar in name. So I think that's the problem that everybody has. But now it is sorted out. So thank you for that, Laura. And Cindy has donated £15. So thank you for that, Cindy. And the message is, you still get to use your strong teaching skills with your analysis videos, but is there anything in particular you miss about one-on-one teaching? So thank you for that, Cindy. And I have to say, not really, because teaching people, there might be some teachers who just teach a student and they just spend half an hour with a student and that's it. And, you know, they don't really follow the student's progress or plan their future lessons and all that kind of stuff. But when I taught guitar, I would take every student through the process of where they were and where they wanted to be. And in the first lesson, I always asked them how they wanted to play it and what they wanted to sound like and which guitarist they like, so that I could then start teaching them the techniques and the styles of playing that would get them to that end goal. In order to do that, you've got to plan. You can't just go into a half an hour lesson and say, right, let's just do this song and then we'll just work on that. So there's a half an hour lesson, but the amount of planning for each student, would go on for hours potentially, especially like I mentioned in the last live stream, when somebody comes along and says, right, I want to learn this fingerstyle piece that is technically advanced and it might be, a viral YouTube video that this kid has seen and wants to learn. And I now have to spend hours tabbing this up. So when I say tabbing, I mean going through the performance on YouTube and sometimes listening in slow motion to get every single pick and run and everything that's going on, making sure that they are using the finger that I think they're using on the right hand. So yeah, it's hours and hours of preparation for a half an hour lesson. And then one guy I used to teach would come twice a week, so it meant that for him I'd be doing kind of double the amount of work because he was learning to play fingerstyle acoustic but then electric guitar as well. So yeah, every student was a hell of a lot of work. So it was never really just teaching someone and then you get a day off or 2 days off. You taught someone, and then in the example of what I've just given, the guy that came two times a week, I'm teaching him something, then the next 2 days I'm working out what we're going to be doing next and all the techniques, making sure he's where he needs to be, and then he'll come again. But now after that I'm working out now what we're going to be doing on the fingerstyle acoustic rather than the electric guitar and lead lesson. So yeah, it's a lot of work. So I would say that I prefer what I'm doing now because I can put out the concepts and then people will find it, rather than me waiting. And this is the other thing about teaching one-on-one, where people don't turn up. Again, sometimes you've bargained on somebody turning up. So when they don't turn up, that might be, 20 quid that you now don't have, £20. We call it quid here, just in the UK, as a slang kind of thing. But yeah, so that'd be £20 that you don't have. And you think, oh, I needed that £20 because that's going to be my phone bill. Or you can have 2 or 3 cancellations, which is now £40 or £60. So it has an even more dramatic effect. And then if you have that 2 weeks in a row for like 3 students, that's £120 you now don't have. So yeah, I don't miss the teaching. I'm now starting to remember actually what a pain it is sometimes teaching. So yeah, it's much better for me just to throw out the concepts and then people can watch it, and I'm not kind of booking in lessons with somebody and then they don't turn up, so that I've now booked out that amount of time in my schedule to do that, but now I'm not doing that. So I've wasted that half an hour or an hour, and I think, well, I can't book somebody else in, so yeah, it's kind of sadly lost money, but that's the life of a teacher. Thank you for this. Janice has donated £7.55 as well, so thank you for that, Janice. And the message is, or a new cover song. So thank you for that, Janice. Now I'm trying to think. I mean, that might be more feasible. I might be able to do another cover song, because that I used to do like one cover song a month. So it means that I might be able to find some time that that's if I'm thinking about doing a new song from scratch. An original song means putting it all together, mixing it, getting it mastered, all that. It takes a hell of a long time. But yeah, a cover video, I can listen to how the song goes. Obviously, it takes a long time to break it all down and play it all myself and do it, but that would be more feasible. So thank you for that, Janice. And John has donated £15.09. So thank you for that, John. And that is a straight up donation. Diane has donated £15.09. So thank you for that, Diane. And that is a straight up donation as well. Janice has donated £7.55. So thank you for that, Janice. And the message is, or whatever you want. So thank you for that. And I'll have a think, because there must have been a point at which I was probably going to do another cover video, but then things just went a bit crazy and I realised, I haven't got time to do another cover video. So yeah, I'll have to look back and see. But at the moment, this week, I'm trying to get back up to date with everything and just getting more organised, because I know that I've got people that are waiting to come on the channel to do analysis videos with me or interviews. So I'm kind of, I know that I have to message them back and say, I know that I said that I'd come up with a date for this particular interview, but at the moment I'm just trying to get back up to where I was, or where I should be, to now look forward on the channel rather than reacting to everything that's going on at the moment, because it's just so busy. So yes, hopefully that will happen. But again, so once I'm up to date with everything, I've then got at least 2 kind of interview videos that I need to organise probably over the next 4 to 8 weeks with the people. And then maybe after that, I can start looking into something else. But thank you for that, Janice. And Janice has donated £7.55 again. It says, not a mistake this time around. So thank you for that, Janice. But I feel like if I can't just suddenly do something, which I can't, then I feel guilty that you've given me money to do something, and then I know that I physically won't be able to do it. So we could organise it on PayPal, but I feel very guilty just accepting that amount of money and knowing that I can't do the thing that you want me to do. So thank you for that, Janice. And we are going to be jumping into the cover video, which I haven't even mentioned, but it's Behind Blue Eyes. I can see has 62% of the vote. So thank you for that. And I think we're up to date in the super chat window as well, so we might jump straight into this. By the way, we're looking for 14 more likes in that super chat. Oh no, in the live chat room, the likeometer 377. So yeah, we're looking for 13 more likes to get to that likes goal. So if you can hit that thumbs up, that would be great. Let me jump into it. I can see that Elaine says TikTok, and yes, I am very aware. I'll check out the Phil Jam for tonight, 108. I'll see how long it is and see, hopefully, if we do hit the target, that we can fit it in. Because if it's going to be a long one, it might be a bit touch and go. Right, let's jump into this. My version of, let me end the poll so that people aren't voting for something that has just been decided. This is my version of Behind Blue Eyes. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you after. Rock! Okay, now, for some reason, we couldn't hear that. Or at least I can't hear it anyway. So I couldn't notice, or I didn't notice that we couldn't hear that. Now, why are we not hearing that video? I've got no idea. I'm going to click on it again and see what is going on. Because this is a gremlin I don't think we've ever had before, where we've played a cover video and the cover video isn't playing. Right, I'm going to just press it again and see if it comes through. And let's see.
No one knows what it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man behind blue eyes. No one knows what it's like to be hated, to be fated, to telling only lies. But my dreams, they aren't as empty as my conscience seems to be. I have hours only lonely. My love is vengeance, it's never free. What it's like to feel these feelings like I do, and I blame you. No one bites back as hard on their anger. None of my pain or woe can show through, but my dreams, my conscience seems to be. I have hours only lonely. My love is vengeance, it's never free.
And there we have it. That was my version of the Who classic, Behind Blue Eyes. Now, I think for this whole live stream, I might have been already zoomed out. Let me see. If I can zoom in, it means that yeah. So I have been zoomed out the whole time. I was just thinking about that when I was reading the message from Joe, because Joe said something about doing a different one. I don't know what it is. So I'm going to click on what the link is. So I'm going to bump for Tuesday, Full Jam number 108. Note this is a new link below, don't use the one in the big list. Upon further review, that one wasn't so good. Replacing it with this gem, switch between neck, bridge, has a quick and around 6/16. Don't forget. All right, so that's when the ending is. Don't forget amp mic. So I almost misread that as don't forget it's got an ending at 6/16, but more often than not I'm not looking at it when I'm playing, so that's why the endings, if they're sudden, always catch me out. So let me try and get that there. And right, when the cover video didn't play, and it played and we didn't get the audio, it's one of those annoying situations, because I know that I'm going to try and replicate what happened there, and I'm not going to be able to rest until I figured out what the problem was. Because then I think, well, what if that happens in the future? What was the underlying issue? Why didn't the sound work? So these are the things that when I get a gremlin, it's kind of something in the back of my head that I've got to figure out why that didn't work on this particular live stream. So I'll do that later. Oh, talking about later, what I'll probably do tonight, after posting the live stream over on Patreon, I'll do a post regarding the playlist. That's another thing that I want to do is get these playlists organised. So I do a post, and don't message me about it, because I'm going to do a post. And the post on Patreon, everyone can go to that post, and you can maybe save it in your browser and go back to that post, so that when I say, for example, right, we need one spreadsheet that's going to be used for the list, and then somebody can give their spreadsheet, and then we can just all use that one. But I'll do it all in a post so that everyone can leave comments as they're organising it all. Yeah, so I think that's going to be the simplest way of doing it, just having one, and then you guys can work your way through it. And then maybe if some people are in the supporters group over on Facebook, then you can chat about it over there. But I think it's really important that it is organised, so that some people aren't doing just the same videos as other people, so that everyone has an amount of videos. I'll type this up later in the post, so yeah, look out for that on Patreon. Let's get into this. Let's click on the link, that will help to start with. Okay, right, let's mute the advert as well. And the thing is, because it's so small on the screen, I can't really see what's going on anyway. Thankfully, the title is big enough to see that it is Intense Melodic Rock Backing Track in A minor. And this is from YT Jan Tracks. And that's YT in capital letters, like YouTube. So that is the channel. Let's unmute that. Now, I'm hoping that this is going to work, because the audio on that video didn't work before. So, we're going to give it a go. As for the levels, we will see. Let's have a listen to this. So you're going to have to let me know if you can actually hear this. Already zoomed out. I thought then, we zoomed out. Okay, good, yes, hear it. This could be emotional, laugh out loud. Okay, right. Level's great, Joe says. That's rare, so we'll just keep on with it. Heavier. of a breakdown. I'm expecting it to end. Oh, and there it was. I did see the images come up, so I treaded carefully towards the end and just about got away with it. So I think you could hear that, and I could hear that, and we could hear the backing track, so that was just a win, especially since the cover video didn't seem to work first time round. So there we go. That was tonight's Phil Jam. Thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up and ensuring that we have a Phil Jam tonight. That was Phil Jam number 108. So again, thank you, Joe, for that track, linking me to it, and yeah, for kind of bumping the names of the songs, because I think the original list, I don't know, I think I have to pretty go up for miles to try and find it again, so it's good to just be able to go there and click on whichever one it is. So that was it for tonight, and there has been another donation over on PayPal, so thank you for this. Christine, who has donated £20.38. So thank you for that, Christine. And the message is, learning so much from you and just enjoying the conversations. So yeah, thank you for watching, getting involved on the live streams. As you know, I say to you guys in the live chat room, it's great to touch base with you in a live setting and to see your usernames going through. So yeah, great to see you at this live stream, and I'm going to be live streaming on Saturday night, of course, same time, same place. And when I say same time, obviously it's going to be Saturday, but 11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So yeah, look out for that one. We are up to date with everything, and I think, what is the actual time? Literally to the second, we have, I say that, it means we're now over the live stream, but you know what I mean. It's midnight, which is when I always try to stop the live streams, or at least finish them, so people had a guide as to when it started, when it finished. So I'm going to be here with another video tomorrow night, of course, and on Friday night, and like I said, I'm here Saturday night for the live stream, another video Sunday night, so it all continues as normal. And Orlando's just gone through with the donation for $2, saying take care, all rock. So thank you for that, Orlando. All that's left for me to say is try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll catch you guys at the next one. Rock!